There's no one like Jimi Hendrix. Whether he was playing with his teeth, setting guitars on fire, or completely rewriting what an electric guitar could do, Jimi didn't just play music, he redefined it. But what made his playing sound like Jimi? Today we're breaking down 5 playing habits Hendrix used again and again across live performances, the tricks, licks, and instincts that became part of his DNA. Oh, and as is the case in all these top 5 habits videos that I do, I'm really hoping you'll learn to take these ideas and incorporate them in your own way, in your own style of music. So first I'm going to show Jimi doing his thing, and then I'll show each habit in an example in my own music that will be more of a hard rock metal type of thing. Jimi was a master of stretching a note to its emotional breaking point. I don't know how many shades of purple this note was, but and this kind of secret is a really simple one, and I almost didn't put it in the list in favor of more complicated stuff. But as I was going through his performances, I kept hearing him do this and realized that I barely hear anyone laying in that much to one note these days. And also my thumbnail says secret habits, and I never hear anyone speaking about this one simple but highly effective thing. So, best place to hide a secret is out in the open? Anyway, I'm going to give it a shot in my own hard rock example. Now, I didn't lay into it nearly as long as he does, but my whole piece of music for this is under a minute, so hopefully my example really runs some emotion out of it anyway. This is another simple one, but if you take the idea and mangle it up, you end up with some cool stuff. Jimi loved to grab that basic type trill, and he would put it between vocal lines especially. Usually it was the 7th of the scale to the root though. So if you look at the example I just did there, it's like in Voodoo Child, you've got a E chord and it's just the D, the 7th of the scale to the E. I find the same concept can be really cool using wider intervals or in odd spots of the scale, something like a major 3rd trill, or getting really slinky with half steps across a harmonic minor scale. Let me show you in context and without me doing the whole thing with the tongue. I hope in that one you can see how I'm leaning on something I got from Hendrix, but put in another context completely that you'd never know. Oh, and by the way, this guitar, this beautiful thing is from OD Guitars, and I have a full review of it and an interview with the guy who builds them. I'll link that in the description and have the link pop up at the end of the video as well, and this thing is tuned down a whole step right now. Anyway, let's look at the next one. Jimi loved to drop a major note where you would expect a minor note, which totally screwed me up when I was first learning guitar and only played exactly what was in the scale. A great example of him really leaning into this is in the short sequence from him covering Wild Thing. Now, just the idea of breaking out of the box and doing this led me in many directions. To give you one example that is a very different context again, where you wouldn't even realize I got this from Jimi, is my opening guitar part in Come to Me. The song's in A minor, and I'm using dyads in the intro, and you'd think I would use that A minor. But I'm using a major 3rd in place of the minor 3rd, and I've got a part that goes. You can see I really lean into the out-of-key note in there. I can also show you this in the context of the mini song I referred back to a couple times already. I'll roll that whole song at the end with the notes so you can see, but here's that piece of it. This one is kind of a double stop. It's technically a dyad, but it's the super Hendrix thing to do where you take a barred pair of notes that are essentially a 4th apart and then hammer up on the lower note, creating a minor 3rd harmony like this. You've got, say, these 2 notes here, a D and a G, which are technically a 4th, and you can make a minor 3rd with an E and a G. It's got such a cool mellow sound, and more recent players like John Mayer come to mind when I think of building riffs like this. Now, this idea of hammering notes and changing the dyad is something I love to do and take it in other directions like the other ones I was doing here, picking or hammering, and not just thirds, but fifths, sixths, and even a minor second. Let me show you. That's really taking it further, and I actually got a bit of that idea from Joe Satriani as well. But if you can think of some other players that use this often, leave their names in the comments below. Hendrix didn't just use his thumb to grip the neck, he used it to play bass notes on chords. And that thumb over technique let him do something wild, play a full chord and riff around it all at the same time. You'll hear it in Little Wing, The Wind Cries Mary, and pretty much every ballad style tune that he did. And this gave him that flowing melodic rhythm sound like he was playing rhythm and lead at once.
And the clowns have all gone to bed.
You can see that, like traditional blues players, he's inserting lead embellishments in between vocal phrases. And since it was just a trio that he was playing in, he had to fill a lot of harmonic space, and so in comes the thumb to hold down the tonal fort while he puts up the spicy leads on top of it. Now, this is one of those things I got from Hendrix that I haven't put into use in any hard rock context, but I love to use it in and around the minor pentatonic and then wander off to a couple chords where I can put some more above it. Something like a... So there you have 5 things I observed Hendrix doing often and found ways to put in my own playing without sounding like a Hendrix copy. And if you like this kind of thing and like learning from other players in a way that you can use uniquely, then check out the whole playlist. And until next time, guys, keep making great music.